Yo, Royal Flush, Draco Rex, Asian Gambit, we back. Welcome to another round table. I'm just kidding. Another winning hand. Listen, man, there's a few things I want to talk about, but I don't even know how to start, man. I don't know how to start because it's just kind of a serious topic. What up, Sick? It's just kind of a serious subject, man. I don't really know how to get into it. You know what I mean? I don't know how to. I don't even know how to like get right with it, but let's do this, all right? I'm gonna try to. I don't want to hurt people's feelings. You know what I mean? I don't want to do that, but at the same time, it's a very serious subject. I want to give my thoughts on it, right? And once we get out that shit out the way, then we can get to all the nonsense, right? All right. Game gambling epidemic. It's something I understand.
Redhead.
I do because I gamble a lot. I gambled since I was a child. You know. Please make sure. Please let me know if y'all hear me okay. If there's any issues or anything. But yeah, man, I've been gambling since I was a child. You know.
Perimeter stable.
And as for being a gambler, I gotta tell you, the current epidemic of gamblers, like the current like gamblers that's out there is y'all don't know how to gamble. I'm gonna teach y'all how to gamble, alright? Because y'all don't know how to gamble. I think y'all don't know how to gamble because y'all don't have any self control. Here's what I mean by that, right? I've been gambling since I was 5. It's literally a part of my culture to gamble. Ever since I was a child, I've gambled. Every New Year, when I was a child, adults give me money to go gamble. It's a trip, but it's facts. Like I used to, I still do. I gamble all the fucking time. You know what I mean? Yeah, I gotta make sure. I gotta make sure I'm heard because I don't want to be over here talking to myself and shit. You know what I mean? Let me make sure real quick. Hey, Sid, can you let me know if y'all hear me alright? Let me know if y'all hear me alright. Alright, maybe we should stop the video then. How about now? Can you hear me now? We good? Hmm. God damn it. Always something. Always something. Let me see. Always got technical difficulties, man. Jesus. We good now? How about now? We good? Something. We good? All right, cool. All right. Yeah, man. I wanted to talk about this shit. I wanted to talk about this shit, but I don't really know how to approach it. You know what I mean? Um, Gambling addiction, gambling epidemic and shit, right? Because I've been seeing it a lot. I don't know what's going on, but I don't know what's going on with my YouTube algorithm. But every time I open up YouTube, I see a bunch of motherfuckers talking about the gambling epidemic, how it's everywhere, how everybody's, you know, every kid's being coerced into gambling and shit, you know? And for me, I say that it's a problem, but it's not the right way to approach it. You know what I mean? Because all the videos that I've watched about gambling epidemic and all that shit, they always approach it from these evil companies is getting kids to gamble and all that type of shit, and they're not wrong. Yeah, it's true. But for me, it's more like we gotta take responsibility for ourselves, bro. No, it's not about people wanting to get rich quick and shit. Well, it is that, but it's more than that, right? Because motherfuckers lose all kinds of money. You know what I mean? People talk about, oh, Drake is over here not only condoning, but he's doing marketing, advertising for all these places that what I mean, that get grown motherfuckers, even kids, to gamble and all that shit. And as y'all know, I call myself the Asian Gambit, Royal Flush. I gamble all the time. I gamble all the time as an adult, and I gamble as a child. Ever since I was a kid, I gamble. I gamble. The first time I gambled, I was 5. It's literally built into my culture to gamble every New Year. You know what I mean? Where I'm from, there's this game. It's called Baokul, right? And Baokul is short. Is the name of the game is actually a lot longer than that. But Bao is basically a gourd. You know, the thing Wukong drink out of to heal himself, right? And Ghoul is basically crab. It's basically a game where there's like 6 different emblem on the table, right? There's a gourd, crab, shrimp, chicken, a deer, and a fish, right? There's like 6 different little uh, emblem on the table. And what you do is there's a die made specifically for that game, right? This die has all those symbols on the die, crab, gourd, all that shit. And they use 3 die at a time, and they put it on a plate, and then they cover it with a bowl, and they shake it one time, right? And you bet money on at least one of them hitting. Little Vietnamese kid do that every New Year. I don't know if they still do it. Yeah, I've been away from Vietnam for so long. I mean, we do it here in America. Like Vietnamese Americans do it here. I'm assuming they still do it over there. You know what I mean? And so to me, gambling is not so much about like gambling addiction. It's not so much about people putting it on you. It's about you being able to handle yourself, to control yourself. You know what I mean? So that's why I want to speak about it. I want to speak to the youth, if I may, right? If you're a young man and you out here caught up in gambling addiction, I'm not saying that the world isn't at fault for introducing it to you, coercing you into gambling and all that type of shit. But at the end of the day, man, we gotta take some kind of responsibility for ourselves, don't we? You feel me? Don't we? Like exactly, Everest. Like it's a lack of discipline. And don't get me wrong, I know addiction. I get addiction. I've never been addicted to any hard drugs before. Like I guess the worst thing I do is weed, and I'm not even addicted to it. You know what I mean? I'm completely sober right now, which is unfortunate. I haven't smoked in like 2, 3 months and shit, right? But I understand addiction. You know how I understand addiction? I was when I was young, when I was a teenager, I very much enjoyed smoking with cigarettes and doing hood rat shit with my friends, right? Yeah, I started smoking right around the time I was like 16, 17 or so. And people say most people who started smoking cigarettes, right? Most people that smokes with cigarettes, they do it before the age of 18 because once you hit 18 or a little bit older than that, you just get to pass that like that weird awkward stage where you don't get coerced into doing shit, right? But I was 16, I was out there wilding with my friends and shit. And also when I was younger, all my older brothers smoked, my dad smoked. So once I hit like a certain age and people start offering me cigarettes, I thought, it's just that time for me to start. So I started smoking like 16, 17. And I mean, I enjoyed it. You know what I mean? You ever watch those? You ever watch those? Well, not watching, but seeing those old school commercials about those PSAs. Yeah, smoke with cigarettes. I got that from the Boondocks. You were like Riley and his homie. You remember that shit? Because he smokes with cigarettes. But y'all remember those PSAs where they like, show that lady was talking out her throat or like all that shit about smoking cigarettes when we was younger? That only stopped motherfuckers that haven't start smoking. If you already start smoking, it's already too late because that shit doesn't that shit's not gonna stop you because it's addiction. Like most motherfuckers at my age back in the day, they was like, I can quit whenever I want. All right, then quit. All right, quit. Right? And you can't, right? So I smoked all the way up until like my mid 20s. Like I started when I was 16 and then I started to try to quit around like 23, 24ish, right? And usually it's not out of your own health is why you quit. Most people quit because of people around them that they love ask them to and they do it for something greater than themselves. You know what I mean? Your wife, your girlfriend, whoever hates it, your boyfriend, whatever, like, what, you know what I mean? Whatever you into, your significant other, they not feeling it because you smell like a whole ashtray and you taste like one too when they kiss you. You know what I mean? It's gross, right? But for me, I remember a very specific moment in time. I remember that a very specific moment in time in my life where I realized I was addicted to cigarettes. And it fucked me up, man. Like I never felt like such a bitch in my whole life. Like I never felt like I was not in control of myself. And I hate it. Like Six here, man. Like Sick no. Like I told him I don't like drinking more than weed because no matter how high I am on weed, I'm always in control of myself. I know where I'm at. I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm thinking. Besides the fact that I'm high, I'm still there. You know what I mean? I'm still there with you. I can't do that with alcohol. If I hit a certain threshold on alcohol, I'm fucked up. And you know what I mean? And it's not a good look. So I don't enjoy alcohol that much. A little bit's cool. Like a little bit, you get sociable. You be able to kick it with your homies better. Like talk to females, all that shit. So you know what I mean. A little bit of alcohol is cool, but I don't like to overdo. Like I don't want to get all the way fucked up on alcohol. I hate that feeling, right? So with cigarettes, man, I remember one time specifically that I was like, damn, I'm addicted as fuck to cigarettes because I was about 23 years old and I don't know what was going on with my brother's car, but he didn't have it at the crib. I forgot why. It's not even important to the story. It's just his car wasn't there. He needed to borrow my car to go somewhere, right? He said it's gonna be a few hours. You mind if I just borrow the whip real quick? I'll be back in like 2, 3 hours, right? And he was like, and I was like, yeah, for sure, because I was just at the crib, I'm not doing anything. And while he was talking to me, I was smoking a cigarette. And when he left, I just went back in the crib, played some video games, and then I went out for another cigarette, right? Like an hour later, I went out for another cigarette, and I realized I opened up my box of cigarettes, right? And I had one left. And so, of course, finished that, and that was the end of the pack. Now, 2 hours later, my brother's not back yet, and I'm starting to fiend for another cigarette. And that's the wildest feeling in the world. Like I know it's not on the same level as crack. You know what I mean? What's up, Lincoln Clay? You know, I know it's not on the same level as crack, but that addiction to cigarettes is no joke, bro. Like the addiction to cigarette is no joke. Cause then at that point, I don't know how bad it is to be a crackhead. I've never been one, but I felt like one at that moment because now I'm sitting here not even paying attention to like the game I was playing. Instead, I like put my controller down and just sat at the window looking out of it, waiting for my brother to come home with my whip so I can drive to the gas station and get some cigarettes. And at that moment, shit became very real for me because I hated that. I hated being under the fucking control of someone else or something else. And at that moment in time, nicotine had a hold on your boy, and I couldn't fight it. Right? At that moment, I was like, I gotta do something about this shit. Right? This is some bullshit. But at the same time, yeah, boy, fiending, boy, I need it. Right? At the time, I was thinking to myself, like, yeah, this can't go on. But the first thing I did when my brother got back with my car is drive to the gas station and get a pack. And boy, does it feel good when you hit that with cigarette after like hours of waiting. You know what I mean? But right after that one cigarette that I smoked, I felt so bad. I'm like, I'm disgusted with myself. Like I can't believe I'm letting this shit control me, and it bothered me so much, man. Right? So it took me 2 years. Like I started trying to quit at 23. I wasn't able to succeed until like the end of my 25th year on this fucking planet. You know what I mean? It's like it took me like almost 3 years to get it. Yeah, bro, it's rough. Like so, don't like. It's not that I don't know addiction. That's the one thing I will say that I used to be addicted to. I used to be addicted to cigarettes so bad. I never even realized it. It's just something in the background. I just, hit a cigarette every time I eat, after I eat something, like, after fucking, after, you know what I mean? All this shit. Like, I always had moments in time where it just felt good until that one particular moment. I was like, yo, this shit really has a hold on me. So, I've never had any greater addiction than that. Not even gambling, because I'm not addicted to gambling. I do enjoy it. I enjoy it massively. I've been doing it since I was a child. But to say, oh, that's you say you don't fiend to gamble like that because you don't know addiction. I'm like, no, I know addiction. I just maybe not knowing it as well as you do. If you like fiending for some crack or some other shit that's crazier than that, gambling and all this shit. But I get it. I get addiction. But I broke the addiction. I stopped smoking cigarettes, right? Which means it can be done. It's just very difficult. It took me 2 years to like really stop. And it's fucked up because my older brother, he's like 2 years older than me. That motherfucker just quit cold turkey. He just said one day he's just gonna stop, and he just stopped. That motherfucker's willpower is crazy, right? And at that moment, I knew I could never do no hard drugs. I mean, you drink sick, so I mean, I know you're not addicted to it, but we all have our vices. You know what I mean? I smoke weed, like I'm not addicted to it, but we have our vices. You know what I mean? But the one thing I will say is I'm not denying the fact that I used to be addicted to cigarettes. I know I was. I smoked a pack and a half a day at like the peak of my cigarette smoking career, around like 19, 20 years old. I was doing like a pack and a half a day. A pack of cigarettes is 20 cigarettes, bro. That means I'm doing 30 cigarettes a day. That's rough, right? Like when during the weekends when I'm out, during the weekends when I was out, like, when I was younger, 19, 20, 21, those years, those young and wilding years, you know what I'm saying? Those young and wilding years from 19 to about 22, during the weekends when I'm out, I might be able to smoke a whole pack during the weekend, just being out, just drinking and smoking, because cigarettes for whatever reason make drinking better, right? So I get addiction. And the thing with gambling addiction is that shit's very real. I know it's real. I seen it. I told you, like, I'm from a culture where people gamble at a young age. But it's important to know yourself well enough to know, hey man, you're getting to that breaking point. You know what I'm saying? You're getting to the point where you hunger for this shit, right? And you gotta check yourself as a man. You know what I mean? Like I've never been addicted to gambling because gambling is something I enjoy, and I don't just gamble on everything. I don't sport gamble like sport like I used to. And the reason why I do it is because it makes sports more interesting. I can't watch a full basketball game just watching it normally. I can't. It's boring to me. I need to pick over under. I need to pick which team's going to win by how many points for me to actually enjoy watching a game. I don't like watching sports in general like that. I enjoy sports. I enjoy playing a lot of them. I played soccer in high school, right? I know to most Americans that's not even a real sport to y'all, but you know what I'm saying? I played soccer in high school. I played basketball with my friends. I could never dunk because I'm only 5'6" and some change. You know what I mean? So it's different for me, right? But you know what I enjoy? I enjoy a good game of poker. I'll sit down with the homies, like 4 or 5 of us, and we'll spend like 3 or 4 hours gambling with each other. And a lot of my homies are rich, boy. Like them motherfuckers ball. Like I'm like in the middle of my friends. You know what I mean? In the people I hang out with, I have a few people that I kick it with that ball way harder than me, right? And a lot of people I know do as well as I do, and some people I know do worse, right? But when we sit down to gamble, it ain't nothing for a hand to be a few $100. Not a hand. I mean, like a pot. A pot being like $300-400. That's very common. Like, if we like just winning one hand could get you like $300-400. But the money get passed back and forth between the 4 or 5 of us continuously, right? And it's more, almost like a thing for us to do while we kick back and talk to each other about life and all the other shit that we about, right? So the gambling part is just something we enjoy doing with each other, right? But it's not so much something that I'm addicted to. Like I need to go to the casino right now type shit. You know what I mean? That's not. I've never been addicted to it, but I could get the appeal. I get the addiction that comes from it because the adrenaline rush that you get when you win is wild, bro. It's a high. All right, but it comes down real quick, so you need that again. The problem is it doesn't work that way. Like you would not win at a casino. When I sit down with my friends, I could lose $1,000 that night, but I lost it to my friend, and that dude, whoever win big that night, usually take us out and pay for shit anyways, because they the homies. You know what I mean? Like our money we spend on each other technically because he won $1,000, he go out spend like a couple $100 on us because realistically that's our money that he's spending. You know what I mean? It's all love between us. We don't really have that type of addiction. But I see it. I see motherfuckers out here betting on everything. But I think we're looking at it the wrong way. You're not gonna be able to stop gambling by condemning motherfuckers as far as sport books betting and all these what is it, DraftKings or whatever, all these little shit that's popping up. I mean, evil's going to exist in the world. I mean, you got to be able to control yourself. You got to like remember, if you lose the money that you have on the table, if that money is important, then you're addicted. I could lose $1,000 to my homies and be cool because I know I might just lose this money, and I'm gonna be okay with it. That's $1,000 I spent just kicking it with my friends for like 5 hours. You know, you have to know that about yourself, and I think that's where motherfuckers like fucked up. Like motherfuckers don't realize how important that is to teach kids, like your kids or whatever the case is, Exactly. Don't bet if you know what I'm saying, whatever you're not willing to lose. And if the homies call and be like, "Hey, you want to come through, play some poker, kick it?" And I'm like, "Yeah," and I go there with like $400 or $500, I'm willing to lose that amount. You know what I mean? I'm willing to lose that. That's something I can let go and not feel shit. I wouldn't feel shit about it, right? It's nothing. First of all, because usually when I do that, I go to the homie's house and his wife made a bunch of food. They don't charge us, you know what I mean? And we kick it for hours and shit. It's all love, right? So I don't mind that shit at all. But what I'm fearful about is like I think you're taking the responsibility away from us whenever you keep condemning all these fucked up, you know, betting sites and all that kind of stuff and not take responsibility for your own actions, man. No one forced you to gamble, right? No one forced you to put money on the line for anything. You got to remember you did that and you got to pull back. It's like, you know, you lose some money and that money was important. You need that money. So now you bet more money so that you could recoup the money that you lost. But I'll tell you this, you'll never win with that mindset. If you gamble to have fun, you'll still win some and you'll still lose some. But it's all good. You're not losing out on anything like that. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying, man. With the gambling addiction shit, remember you have the choice to pull back. And I know it's hard sometimes. I know. Like I said, I understand addiction. I had an addiction for the longest time. But you got to realize it's important for you to be able to control yourself. I've been gambling since I was 5 and I'm not addicted to it because at a young age I was taught how to handle myself. Not everyone's perfect. Like there's a lot of Asian people that are addicted to gambling. Whenever you go to a casino, you see an old Asian lady there at the blackjack table or some nonsense, right? I'm not saying like Asian people are immune. I'm just saying if you raise your children well enough to know how to control themselves, I promise you that wouldn't be as bad. You know what I mean? Because it's available to everybody. And you could bet on anything at any time. You don't need DraftKings. You could bet with a random motherfucker. You could have a bookie. You know what I mean? I use like in my teenage years I hang out and I still do actually at like a Vietnamese pool hall, like a Vietnamese coffee shop slash pool hall. And the amount of betting that goes on there is insane, bro. Randomly a motherfucker would bet me that I can't hit a certain shot in a pool. Like you know what I'm saying? A pool game. He was like, you ain't gonna make that shot. I'm like, I promise you I will. It bet me $10. You know what I mean? We bet on shit all the time, but you gotta know when to stop and when to like you know what I mean? It's not just as simple as like condemning all the other shit because that shit's always gonna be available to you. Whenever you want to gamble, you can. It doesn't mean it doesn't mean that you know what I mean. You're a victim. All right. It means that you don't have self control enough to handle it. And if you know you don't have the type of self control to handle it, don't do it. You'll fuck your shit up. You'll fuck your whole life up. I know this one dude, right? The two worst addiction I've ever seen in life is gambling and crack. When I was really young, um, I used to kick it. I mean, he's still my friend. He just live in a different state now, so we don't really kick it like that no more. But this dude has every drug you can think of. We have two nicknames for him the street. We call him Walmart or Seaweed, as in CWEE, because whenever you see him, you see weed, right? And Walmart because he has everything, everything, bro. You whatever type of shit you need, he got it, right? And the thing about rich Asian dudes is they love a good coke party. Like rich Asian dudes that do coke, they love them a good coke party, boy. Yeah, Kalshi or whatever the fuck, Kalshi, DraftKings, Sport, whatever, all that shit. You know what I mean? All that shit is the same shit, really. It doesn't really matter, right? It doesn't matter if one of them go down. If one of them still exists and you're addicted to gambling, you'll go to the other thing. You know what I mean? So it's not really about them. It's really just about you. You gotta own yourself. But yeah, man, when I was young, when I was a teenager, I used to smoke and sell weed, but I never smoked my own supply. Let's just say, right? I portion it out. Like when you get an ounce, you break it down. Anyways, that's beside the point. Um, my homie used to sell so much shit. Like these motherfuckers would have coke parties. Me and him would sit in the basement playing video games, just waiting on the phone to ring. You know what I'm saying? So we can go out to that spot, hand them the shit, take the money, go home. You know what I mean? There's certain nights we stay up until like 4 or 5 in the morning just playing video games and shit, just waiting on a call to deliver that shit. And then that's it. Sometimes I would wake up in the middle of noon, like the middle of the day at noon, 1 o'clock, like when I was 17 years old during summer break, and I would just be laying on a pile of cash. I'm just sleeping on a pile of cash because of that shit. But so I understand that type of addiction because one of those dude was so addicted to coke, right? That he sold his car. And you gotta remember this dude, he uh, for the time he was doing pretty well, right? This motherfucker had like a 2-year old Mercedes and he sold it for 3K because he needed the money for drugs, for crack, basically. I'm like, man, that's rough. A Beamer, an M3. You're gonna sell me an M3 for 3.5, 4 racks. You know what I mean? And it's crazy because like when it comes to like Asian people, Vietnamese or most other Asian people, like there's a hierarchy, right? It's really hard to explain it, but like if there's a dude that's older than you, you in the streets naturally you just call him big brother, and you give him that respect that he's just more grown than you, and he would call you little brother. Now you gotta remember, Seaweed and I, we was 17, 16-year-old kids, and these motherfuckers was grown men, right? These motherfuckers are grown men. They call us little bro and shit, right? Imagine you calling someone little bro and then getting on your knees and begging him for some shit. Imagine that. Imagine like imagine talking to a dude, begging him to uh front you something, and my boy would never. You like, no, I don't front shit. I don't front shit. Get the fuck out of here with all this big bro, little bro shit, bro. I don't front shit. And I'm just sitting in the whip. You know what I mean? It's not my business. My business. I get a percentage, a very small percentage of what he do, but it's not me. My name and my business, quote unquote business, is not on the line here. I'm just kicking it with my homie, and you buying shit from him, right? And I'm just sitting in the whip, and this dude is like on his knees outside my car, begging me to talk to my boy to give him a little something. And you a grown ass man, bro. So I seen that type of addiction. And I also seen motherfuckers who sold their whole house because of gambling debt. So I also understand gambling is a real thing. I get it. But that's why it's important to get a hold of yourself. You know what I mean? I'm being very candid with y'all on this because nah, nah, shit, right? So with me, I'm being candid with y'all on that because I think it's a very serious subject. All right, I know for sure that it's a real thing, and because I know it's a real thing, that's why I'm telling y'all, don't ever get into things if you know you can't get out of it. You feel me? There's certain things you cannot walk away from. My my fucking philosophy in life is everything in moderation. Almost everything in moderation. And when I say almost, is basically certain things you can't come back from. Like crack is very hard to break. Even when you break it, you never really broke it. My friend used to tell me he would do this shit that's so dirty. I was like, dude, that's so dirty. He was like, it's not dirty. Like it's more like a testing your strength, right? He said like the one thing about a crackhead, like a reformed crackhead, where they no longer smoke, all you have to do is just mention it around them, and they start to, you know what I mean? They start to itch. Like you see them there, you act like you don't see them there, and you just start talking about it to somebody else. It'll get them to like scratch themselves. Like they was like, God damn, I do want some. You know what I mean? I'm like, no, that's so fucked up. He's like, it's not fucked up. Like if you really have the control, you wouldn't come to me and say, hey, you got anything on you? You know what I mean? You would never do that. I was like, that's, I guess. Like when I was younger, like I did it for the kicks and giggles, to be honest with you, because I came from a good family. I didn't have to do none of that, man. Like we didn't have like crazy money growing up, like, but my parents did what they had to do to feed me, clothe me, kept me safe, taught me right and wrong, all that shit. It's just, to be real with you, I think I was just that way because I was kind of, how do I put this? I never wanted to come to America when I was young, when my parents took me here. When my parents brought me here from Vietnam to America, I was too young to understand what they was trying to do. You know what I mean? Because when I was living in Vietnam, I was a kid and shit was beautiful. To me, I lived 10 minutes, like walking distance from the ocean. You know what I mean? Shit was beautiful. The weather's nice. It's sure we was hungry, but shit, life is life. You know what I mean? You find beauty and joy in little shit when you don't have much. And I didn't even know I didn't have much. I just grew up that way. But my parents brought me here to fucking East Coast of America where it's cold as shit and white people are assholes to me and all this shit, you know what I mean? Black people too. I'm just gonna be really real with you. Not every black person is cool. Some of y'all ain't shit too, right? But yeah, man, I that's just what I'm saying. So I kind of rebelled a little bit when I was like in my teenage years. I was like, man, fuck all this bullshit, right? Fuck all this bullshit. I'll just be out wilding with my friends in my teenage years. So I did all that just for kicks and giggles as a kid. Like it's not that serious. Once I hit like later in life, like at the end of 17, like once I was getting close to 18 is when I was like really starting to reflect on all that shit. Like why am I doing all this shit? Right? Because I started out selling like nickel bags and shit like that to like moving damn near pounds, and I'm like, you know what? This is getting way too far, man. What am I doing this for? I remember so vividly one time I almost cried sitting in my car listening to like Tupac's Dear Mama. Because I didn't want to like hug on my mama from a jail cell, bro. Because at the rate I was going, at the rate I was going, I was likely to be in that scenario. And I was like, why? For what? I come from a good family. It's not like I grew up in the hood and have no way out and all this other shit and have to slang. No, I did it for the funsies. You know what I mean? For the thrill, for feeling like a thug, not even being a thug, but just feeling like one. You know what I mean? And it's so pointless. And after a while, I like grew up and I grew out of all that shit. But at the time, like I didn't know any better. So when you are young and you're impressionable, I can understand why or how someone could get you to do that type of shit. You know what I mean? No one got me to do what I did. I did it. It's all on me. Like I chose to do all that shit. But what I'm saying is, when you're young right now, you're a teenager, you're like in your early 20s, and you see Drake telling you to go to whatever app, whatever website to like do that shit. You gotta remember, there's certain things you can't come back from. I've never done hard drugs because I know better. I know I have a personality where I could be addicted to some shit. Y'all, I told y'all what happened to me with cigarettes, right? I'm hella addicted to cigarettes when I was younger. which means if I was on crack, there is no going back for me, right? And sometimes you just gotta know that about yourself. You gotta like roll back, and so that's what I did, man. I try to calm down. I try to figure out what's important, at least at the time, what's important and what I want to get out of life, and that shit wasn't it. So I did. So that's all I'm saying, man. If you're a young man or a young woman, whatever, and you're getting into gambling, I'm not telling you not to do it because motherfucker, my name is Royal Flush. I'll be hypocritical if I told you, hey, don't gamble, it's not good for you. What I'm telling you is make sure you can control yourself. The moment you're like, oh, I need to make back the money, you fucked up. The moment you thought that shit, oh, I gotta make back the money I lost on gambling by gambling more. Yeah, that's where you slip and fall, bro. If you lost the money and you mad, then stop gambling and fucking go to work. You feel me? That's what I'm saying. You need to do that with your life, man. Like you gotta look out for yourself. Like I've been seeing a lot of stuff, a lot of motherfuckers talking about a lot of motherfuckers talking about how evil all these corporations, all these people are that's like getting kids to do that type of shit. And all I can say is, bro, you gotta make sure you get yourself together because in this world there's a lot of things that people can be addicted to. But addiction is a self thing. You know what I mean? No one can break it for you except you. That's why, like I was saying earlier, like when you was watching all those PSAs about smoking and shit, it don't really get a smoker to stop. The only thing that gets a smoker to stop is the moment he was like, "Nah, I'm gonna do this for my mama because she hates seeing me smoke. I'm gonna do this for old girl because she hates the smell of me when I smoke, and I'm gonna do this for myself because I hate feeling like a bitch that I'm like being controlled by nicotine, you know." And that's where you gotta stop. You gotta tell yourself to stop, and you gotta be able to like have something greater than yourself to make you stop, because you won't stop. Those PSAs are only good for people who hasn't started yet. And they was like, "Ugh, that's what happened when you smoke. I'm never smoking, right?" But if you already smoking, you're addicted. You can't stop. You gotta find the willpower, and usually it comes from somewhere just beyond yourself. But yeah, man, like that's what I was saying. It's a serious subject. I don't want to act like that shit's not a big deal. It is. It's a very big deal, and I don't want to act like people. I don't want to condemn you for gambling because I do. I do it all the time. But just know yourself. Just know if you can easily be addicted to something, like watch yourself. No one's gonna be able to take care of you like you, and you gotta make sure you watch yourself because I'm seeing it. I'm seeing a lot of it happen. I do see, the epidemic of motherfuckers getting addicted to gambling, especially in these days and age where money is hard to come by, and y'all think y'all could just come up from gambling. I mean, unless you are in the World Poker Tournament, you ain't. You know what I mean? That's not how motherfuckers come up for real, right? So yeah, that's all I wanted to say about that shit. But on to less depressing matters, just goofy matters. You know what I mean? I really enjoy Tokon, man. I don't know if y'all play Tokon or not, but I played Tokon. I really enjoy it. The one problem I have with it is um, I hate those automatic combos where all you have to do is click the same button over and over and it'll do a whole combo for you, like the preset combos. I hate that. I wish I could turn it off, but I can't. Like I'm going through the whole system trying to figure out how to turn that shit off, and I can't. I don't know how to turn it off, and it pisses me off, man. Also, I am so trash at Doctor Doom, but I want to get good with him so bad. I want to get good with him so bad because Doctor Doom is so dope in the game. He's so fly, bro. He's fly as fuck in the game, but I'm not good with him. I'm good with Wolverine. that he's a rushdown character, and Wolverine is pretty straightforward as a character. Yeah, it's I can't stand it. It's like I can't stand that auto combo. I wish I could turn it off because the auto combo actually isn't good. You can't control it. You can't really adjust it. You know what I mean? You can't really adjust the combos and shit. Like you have to do it manually, and you actually get more damage out of it if you actually do it manually to put in the inputs. And I prefer to do that. But you know what I mean? I'm not a pro game, like I'm not a pro fighting game motherfucker where I'm like competing in tournaments to where my inputs are so good it doesn't, you know what I mean, like overlap with other buttons and shit. So it ruins my shit consistently and it pissed me off, bro. Hey, Blade is dope as fuck in the game, bro. Blade is so dope. I haven't really fucked with Deadpool like that yet. I've been working with Doctor Doom, uh, Wolverine, Blade, um, and I'm trying to figure out Storm too. Storm's a odd character. I'm not gonna lie, but it's like, yeah, bro. I don't feel like I'm in control. That's exactly what I was thinking. There's just so many. It feels like the game take over control for me, and I don't like that, man. I wanna actually be the person that puts in the input for it. But besides from that, the game is dope, man. I really enjoy it. I just want to get good with Doom. It's just I'm not good with him because of, like, you know what I mean, the way like his character is set up. But everything about him is so dope, though. He's so cool, bro. Like his walking animation, when he walks away from you, he literally turns and walk away like he doesn't even look at you. Like you not even a thing to be bothered by. He literally just turns and walk away. Like when you back his backup animation. Have you noticed that? His backup animation is him just turning his back on you and walking away, bro. That shit's crazy. This motherfucker like has so much like aura to him in the whole game, and I wish I was good with him, but I'm not. Like the way he like, it's probably because I'm so used to like rush down. If you either a rush down character or you a or a like an overall character. I think I'm good at either like the jack of all trades type of character. That's probably why I prefer Ryu in Street Fighter because he's a jack of all trades. He's not amazing at anything, but he's good at everything type of shit. You know what I mean? Like I that's probably why I fuck with it. Or I play rush down characters like Wolverine, right? But the way Doom moves, like he moves so slow, but he has that teleport when you like, dash. His dash is basically a teleport. And I'm trying to get good. It's just I guess it's just not my style, and I'm so mad that like he's just not like the style that I usually play, and it fucks me up because everything about him is cool. Right. And I'm playing on the X, like the X Mansion stage. I'm like, fuck, none of them motherfuckers in the background is gonna be in the game, are they? Like all the X-Men ain't gonna be in the game. Yeah, man. Like I play, I fucks with Akuma too. Like I play Akuma a little bit, but I play Ryu because he's the jack of all trades. He's good at everything. He's not amazing at anything, but he's good at everything. You know what I mean? So I prefer it. But Tokon, man, I've been trying to get good. That's where most of my energy is at right now. And it's tag-ins. I mean, no, I'm I with all that. It's just the way Doom is built. I'm not able to like get good with him for whatever reason. I've been trying, like I've been practicing with him, like I'm like setting up ideas for combos and like, I'm saying, strats and all that. Like, but I'm just not nice. Like as soon as I pick up Wolverine, it's a wrap for you. Wolverine or Blade is a wrap for you. And Blade is sick as fuck in the game too, man. Blade is so sick. I can't believe the Blade game ain't gonna be a thing. The Blade game and the Blade movie. Blade must be mad as fuck, man. Somewhere in another dimension where Blade is real, he must be so mad that motherfuckers keep fumbling his movies and his games. I don't know why it's so hard to make a Blade game. A Blade game seems so straightforward. You know what I mean? A Blade game just seems so straightforward. It's a motherfucking vampire, like like, what do you call him? A half breed, right? Like he's half vampire. His mom got bit while she was pregnant with him, right? So technically, he's not really a vampire, a vampire, right? Like he's half vampire or some shit. A half vampire hunting other vampire. It seemed like such a straightforward game. Give him some sick sword combos, some ninja stars that blows up or some shit that blow up plasma. You know what I mean? It has like plasma energy that blows up to replicate the sun or some other shit. Have boss battles with Morbius or whoever the fuck. Actual Dracula, like high octane action game. With, you know what I mean? With a semi vampire black dude. That seems so straightforward. Yeah, literal devil may cry, literal vampire may cry. It's just that simple. Like how, like it doesn't need much. His lore is there's plenty of lore for him to you know what I mean, to be implemented in the game. Have Whistler in that motherfucker. Have random other like Marvel characters that are like more of like the mystical type. Yeah, I don't know how to put that shit. Like not the obvious ones, but ones that you usually don't see because they're on the magical side of Marvel comics. You know what I mean? Most motherfuckers know about Doctor Doom now. I mean, not Doctor Doom, Doctor Strange now, but you know, for a while they were like on the outskirts of Marvel comics because they're so odd. Like Ghost Rider and all that shit. Have like some, you know what I mean? Have like some of that. It's just so simple. I don't know why they keep fumbling Blade, man. You keep fumbling his movies and his show, and his games. Like how? You see how dope he is? And he's probably one of the dopest looking character in Tokon too. Like him and Doom, like their animations, the way they move, how they moves are set up and all that shit is so dope, man. How it shouldn't be that hard. It shouldn't be that hard to do a Blade game. Out here shooting swords and vampires. It seems so straightforward, man. It seems just so straightforward. I don't know why motherfuckers keep fumbling it. It's sad. But Tokon is amazing. Tokon is so good. I don't know what the consensus are on it. I don't really go on Twitter like that. I know some of y'all might have seen my like a notification from me on Twitter that I'm doing this shit right now, but I really don't go on Twitter much no more. I scroll from time to time, but it's like, you know why I'm not on there? I'm not on there because I'm I don't like being, how do I put this? I don't like to LARP, but at the same time I don't need other motherfuckers to fuck with me like that. You know what I mean? What's the word I'm looking for? I'm trying to I don't need to try to kick it with motherfucker. I don't need to lie about shit. Like I like X-Men shit. I mean, my whole shit. I'm a Jerry Mouse in the fucking Gambit fit right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you? X-Men is my shit. It's been my shit since I was a kid. You know why X-Men is my shit since I was a kid? Because out of all the comic shit, the X-Men characters, yeah, that Justin Wong and Sonic Fox, that shit was crazy. Um, but yeah, like when I was a kid, the reason why I fucks with X Men so hard is because I was an Asian kid living in America, man. Why you hate me just for me existing, being me, right? And that's how the X Men was. They just persecuted for being what they are. You know what I mean? And I get that. I appreciate that. I follow most of X Men comics, most of it. Some shit is kind of wild, so I didn't follow it. And then after once I got a little bit older, I kind of stepped away. But I still am a big fan of Marvel comics and Wolverine and the X-Men and all that. But Gambit's my favorite character mainly because he's like a really dope redemption story, man. You know, which brings me to Wolverine the game. Look, I'm a big X-Men fan, so no one's gonna critique this game more than me, I think. Like I'm gonna be really harsh on this game if it ain't shit. If this game is trash, I'm gonna be real harsh on it. But I don't like how motherfuckers LARP out here and like they talk about it's almost like y'all think y'all could just say some random shit and we all just gonna believe you. Like I don't believe y'all like X-Men shit because y'all don't know a damn thing about it. The one thing I always thought to myself about like Sony exclusives is that they have a hard time. They have a hard time. Besides from The Last of Us 2, they have a hard time making the sequel live up to the hype of the first game, or making the like sequel be as good as the first one. Spider-Man 2, I think isn't as good as one because the story of Spider-Man 1 was so good. You know what I mean? The story of Spider-Man 1 was damn near perfect. And I think they missed 2. Spider-Man 2 story is kind of eh. Yeah, man, and I don't need the engagement to feel good about myself. That's what I think I was trying to say. I don't need motherfuckers to validate my opinion, and I don't need to LARP to feel like I belong, man. My opinions are of my own. If you don't like it, I mean, well, you don't like it. I mean, I don't know what else to tell you. I don't care. Like, what the fuck? So with me, it's like I don't have the energy to be on there because like what the fuck am I doing on here? Like talking to motherfuckers about shit they don't know about and don't really care about. I'm giving them what they want by giving them the attention that they want. I'm like, oh, you dumb. Speaking of which, like speaking of dumb, right? I don't. Sometimes people think I don't like talking to them because I hate them, and it was like, no, it's not that I don't like talking to you because I hate you. I don't like talking to you because I think you're stupid. You know what I mean? Not on everything. There's certain motherfuckers that I could talk to about video games and pop culture shit all day, but I would never talk to them about anything beyond that because I think they're stupid. And I don't respect stupid. So if I don't respect you, I why would I carry on conversations with you? You know what I mean? And here's what I mean by stupid. Like a lot of time when I say stupid, people think, oh, like damn, you just gonna do motherfuckers like that just because they may not know some shit. Like, no, that's not the same thing. If you don't know something, you are ignorant. You are not stupid. Ignorance is not a crime, man. All ignorance is you just don't know better. You just don't know. Once you are educated on it, once somebody tell you what's good, right? Then you are no longer ignorant. You know better now. Therefore, you are not you are able to have the same conversation on the same level as me because now you understand. You lacked that information and someone was able to provide that for you. Therefore, you are no longer ignorant to the fact, and now you can carry forward with the conversation, right? Stupid is not ignorant. Stupid Ignorance is not knowing. Stupid is not willing to know. You feel me? Stupid is someone who's unwilling to know, almost incapable of understanding. When you tell someone information to their face and they were like, nah, I'm like, all right, you stupid. And that's that. Like, if you stupid, I don't feel like fucking with you. It's just the bottom line. Like, it's not anything deeper than that. Like, it's not that I'm mad at you or hate you. It's none of that. Matter of fact, you would hope that I'm mad at you or I hate you. That's actually better than me thinking you're stupid. You know what I'm saying? Because if I'm mad at you or if I quote unquote hate you, those are emotions. It means you wronged me in some kind of way to where I have this negative feeling about you, right? And that could be fixed. That could be fixed with an apology. That could be fixed with a conversation. But me thinking you're stupid, that's way worse. It's way worse for me to think that you're stupid because that means it's not that I hate you or I don't like I'm mad at you or anything like that. It's not a feeling. It's just me thinking you're not worth the time to communicate with. You know, like, I just don't care. I just don't care about you. I don't care about your fucking emotions. Like I think you're stupid. Who wants to talk? Even stupid people don't like stupid people. If someone's stupid and they think someone else is stupid, they don't feel like talking to them. What value am I getting out of this conversation? I don't have that type of. I don't have the energy to be talking to y'all about nothing. Y'all dumb. Like when it comes to politics and all that shit, I don't. There's a lot of people I would talk gaming with, but I would never talk like politics and like, anything more loftier than that. Like just no, we're not doing none of that shit. You know what I mean? No, you too dumb to be having conversation with me about anything beyond pop culture shit, beyond gaming, beyond anime or whatever. That's all we're good at there. Anything beyond that, you too stupid to have that conversation with me. And it's like, and I'm not talking down to people either. Like, there's lots of motherfuckers that's stupid, and I'm cool with them. Don't get me wrong, I'm cool with them. I don't hate you or nothing like that. It's just I don't find you intelligent enough for me to actually be willing to conversate with you. You know, and that's just where it is, man. I don't want to have to do it. I don't need to like argue with someone or debate someone to make myself feel better about what I'm thinking, right? Because that's just what I'm thinking. And if we disagree on something, that's fine. But if I give you actual factual information and you argue against it, that's that's dumb. For instance, here's what I'm talking about, right? Like people sometimes when you talk about religion and politics and stuff, and people say like, oh, like that's just what you choose to believe. No, 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 no. I don't choose to believe anything. All right. Belief isn't a choice. Belief isn't a choice. You know what I mean? If you choose to believe something, you don't really believe it. Do you feel what I'm saying? It's kind of like all right. Like when I speak to someone that's really Christian, I mean like really, really, really Christian, and I told them that I don't believe in none of that shit, and they was like, "Oh no, you just choose to not believe it so you could sin." I'm like, "Are you dumb? What do you mean? You know what makes me believe in some shit? Facts, evidence, quantifiable evidence that I can break down, that I can actually look over, mounds of evidence or something." And there is no evidence for whatever the fuck you talking about, so I don't believe it. You know what I mean? If we talking about choosing to believe some shit, I don't know if y'all was on the round table when I broke down like or here last week, right? When I was like, bro, my people, my ancestors think that I'm the descendant of a dragon lord and a goddess, a phoenix that could take the form of a phoenix or whatever. Why wouldn't I choose to believe it if I could choose to believe something? Why wouldn't I want to be that instead of whatever the fuck you talking about? I don't believe in that either because it's ridiculous. But wouldn't it be cool if I'm out here? The reason why I look human to y'all is because I got it from ancestral mother side to look like a human being on the outside, but on the inside, what runs through my blood, my veins is the blood of a dragon lord. Are you kidding me? You think I would not choose to believe that if belief is a choice? I would definitely choose to believe that over what the hell you're talking about. Right? You know what I mean? Belief is not a choice for me. It's what you can prove to me. All right. If you want to convince me of something, show me evidence that I cannot walk away from, that I can't act like isn't real. Stupid is when you're given the evidence and choose not to believe it. That's stupid, you know? But this Wolverine game, I'm very hyped for. Insomniac do their thing. I just don't I just don't think like they're Spider-Man 2 is very good compared to the first one because I didn't like I didn't like the second half of the game. I liked I believe that Peter Parker and God damn, I forgot his name. What was his boy Harry? Yeah, Harry. I believe they're good friends. That little flashback scene when they broke into the school and all that shit. I was like, yeah, I believe y'all goofy ass little white boys are good friends in high school and growing up. Like that part right there, like it's really sold it to me, you know. But what I didn't believe was the turn, like how Harry got mad, turned evil, quote unquote evil, and with the symbiote like so quickly. It's like I didn't believe that part. That seems so. I needed like another couple scenes, probably like two more scenes of shit happening to Harry to where Harry gets angry enough. You know what I mean? Because I didn't buy that part. And if I don't buy the fact that you was hateful enough to become Venom, then Venom kind of broke apart for me. You know what I mean? I believe, that they're goof like dorky ass little white boys in high school. Like, I mean, I wouldn't have picked on Peter Parker if I was in high school with him, because Peter seemed like a dude that I was like walk past in the hallway and be like, "What's up, bro?" But I would have definitely bullied fucking Harry, bro. I would. I would have bullied if Harry went to my school. I would have bullied him. Every day I walk in, I was like, "What's up, money bags ass white boy? Like, what the fuck? Tell your dad to buy me a castle, motherfucker." Like, I'll be a whole asshole. Like, I was a different kid. Like, now that I'm a grown man, like, oh man, Royal, like, he might spaz sometime, but the dude's like pretty even keel, right? I was a different person in high school. Y'all probably wouldn't like me while I was in high school. I wasn't a whole asshole, but you know what I mean? I was a teenager. I was going through shit. Right? I would have definitely fucking bullied Harry. Like, I would definitely have bullied that motherfucker when I was a kid. Can you imagine, like, coming from a third world country, one of the poorest country in the world, and going to school with this rich ass money bags motherfuckers and never say nothing to him? I'm gonna say all kinds of wild shit to Harry. Peter, I man, like you know what I mean. He broke too. Right? I wouldn't have bullied Peter. That's just me. But I definitely would have bullied Harry for sure. For sure, I would have bullied Harry. But that's what I'm saying. I think besides from The Last of Us 2, I think Sony has a difficult time with sequels, and maybe Ragnarok too. The more I think about Ragnarok, the more I appreciate it. I really fucks with the friendship that Kratos made with Brock and shit. Like the more I think about Ragnarok, the better I liked it. But when I first finished Ragnarok, the first time I was like, didn't hit like the first game because they was doing too much, right? And I still think that. I still think a little like they was doing too much with Ragnarok. I feel like Ragnarok should have been split into two games. They should have done it in a trilogy. But the more I think about it, it was like, man, everything does fit in so perfectly though. And there's certain moments that are so dope. You know what I mean? In the game that I was like, you know what? The more I think about Ragnarok, the more I liked it. But I think their sequel is really hard for them to like match the first one. And maybe because Spider-Man 1 was just so good. Like the first Spider-Man game, that shit, everything about it was so like so good that it's hard to like up it in the second one. Technicals in the second one was better, gameplay mechanics and all this other shit. All the technical shit was good. Hey man, I was like 5'4", 5'5", man, not 5'2". Goddamn, in high school. I'm 5'6" and some change now, which means like my junior year, I was probably that height. I was that height like around junior like year, bro. Like, be easy. Like, goddamn. I'm not Wolverine height. Goddamn. But yeah, man. It's like, but that's the what when it comes to this Wolverine game, I'm very hyped for it. I think that what they're doing is cool. I don't think Jean Grey looked cool at all, which is disappointing. I don't need her to be attractive. I need her to be cool, and I don't think Jean's very cool in the game. Look at her. Look at her like in that still shot. She looks so basic. Yo, you like Atreus, man? I don't know, bro. I like it. This might sound weird. This sound real Epsteinish, but I prefer kid Atreus more than teenager Atreus. Like, cause when cause teenage Atreus annoyed the fuck out of me. I wanted to slap the shit out of teenage Atreus, bro. Kid Atreus, I can understand. He a kid. Like, he a literal kid. He like 11 years old or some shit. Like, he's really, and he been living in a crib with his mama and his dad been mean to him his whole life. At least that's what he think. You know what I mean? He really don't know much about the world that he lives in and all this other shit. So I get why Kid Atreus the way he is, but I wanted to slap the fucking shit out of teenage Atreus in the second game. I feel like he made such horrible choices. I'm like, ain't no way, bro. Ain't no way you doing this shit. You know what I mean? I guess by the time like Ragnarok showed up, I was thinking more like a parent than I did, you know, in the first game. In the first game, it's more like an adventure, but now it's like really, the second game was really on some parental shit, and I didn't appreciate Atreus at all how he moved. Like, I was like, boy, what the fuck is you crazy? But with this Wolverine shit, I'm hype as fuck for Wolverine. Are you kidding me? There's probably other characters they haven't announced yet, and I hope they don't announce no more shit. Game is about to be out here very soon. You know what I mean? Like, with the whole female characters, I don't really give a fuck what they look like as far as attractiveness. I want them to look cool though. You know what I mean? Because first of all, Jean Grey ain't even in my top three. She's not even in my top. She's probably not even top 10 of bad Marvel bitches. Are you kidding me? Here's my top three, right? My top three is Rogue, of course, Rogue, Storm, and Psylocke. You can't tell me, you know what I'm saying? You can't tell me that top three is a miss. Who else you got above Rogue, Storm, and Psylocke? We talking about bad Southern white girl. You know what I'm saying? We talking about a literal African goddess and a psychic Japanese ninja. You know what I'm saying? What else? What else do you want? What else do you want? Those are my top three, right? Jean is not even in my top 10 probably. If I actually sat down like, hey, name your top 10 Marvel like X-Men or Marvel bitches, right? Jean, I highly doubt Jean would make top 10. She just seems so basic, right? And so far from what I understand about this, the Insomniac universe is the X-Men never existed. I don't know if Xavier's around, if he ever lived, if he died already, whatever the case is, but the Xavier School of Gifted Children isn't around, right? So the X-Men team isn't around, but all the X-Men characters are around somewhere in the universe, right? No, I feel you. I feel you, Akuma. I feel like maybe I feel that way because I see certain parts of teenage me in Atreus when I was wilding as a kid, and and it irks me. Maybe that's why. But I mean, it's something about teenage Atreus that I was like, boy, get your shit together. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. But with this Wolverine shit, man, with me, I'm like, I I'm excited to see. I'm excited to see. Uh, hey, you know what? You know what's crazy, Cool? I'm not into blondes. I'm not. I actually prefer women with dark hair or red hair. I'm not really into blonde. But Scott is winning with the white witch, the white queen. That one is winning over Gene all day, all day. You know what I'm saying? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Yeah, for sure. For sure. That's an upgrade, Scott. I don't even like blondes like that, but that's an upgrade for sure, Scott. But with me, when it comes to this X Men shit, like with this Wolverine game, and hopefully, of course, more X Men shit in the future with Insomniac, is that I'm really want to see how they approach the story because X Men has been told many times the story of the X Men, you know, all kinds of different realities, different universes of all kinds and shit, right? So I don't mind that the X Men doesn't exist, but I want a cool story with these characters. I'm not tripping over, how the females are depicted. I mean, if they need to look like Gooner bait for you to be happy about the game, then this is not about the game, then is it? It's about it's about your it's about you and how fucked up you are, right? And I see a lot of, I mean, I scroll for a little bit on Twitter from time to time, man, and the LARP is crazy. They were like, oh, Wolverine's fighting a robot, a giant robot, how, what I'm saying? How boring. I'm like, motherfucker, do you know, like, you don't know what a sentinel is? What the fuck is wrong with you? The LARP is crazy, bro. Trust me, once I play the game and if it's trash, I will let you know. Not only will I let you know, I will be so fucking loud about it because X Men is my shit. I mean, like the Avengers are cool now because of the MCU and shit, but I was never a fan of like most of the Avenger characters. That you know what I mean? Like I was never really a fan of Captain America. I thought Captain America was corny. Like Iron Man was on the same level of corny for me. You know, Iron Man is. I mean, like Fantastic Four was okay. I wasn't really into Fantastic Four like that either. I mean, their villain is really dope though. Doctor Doom is probably the dopest villain in all of Marvel comics. He's so sick that he's a problem for everybody. You know what I mean? But I was, you know what I mean? I love these characters and these stories, so I'm really down for a game about Wolverine. Like I was, yeah, yeah. Hey, Storm is something else, man. Storm is the dope. Like Storm is so dope as a character, and I feel like she's always so underutilized. She controls the weather of the planet, bro. She's so OP. You ever notice like back in the day, like the original like animated series in the '90s? I know they're doing the '97 X-Men now still, and they on season 2 and shit, right? But you ever notice how Storm always get knocked out of the fight so easily? Like she always get hit real quick. She gets shot by something. Something takes her down real quick. I'm like, yeah, y'all need to stop doing the weather goddess like that. That's wild of y'all, man. This bitch controls the weather. You know how OP she is? Right? And they stay doing Storm dirty in the cartoons, man. They do her so dirty in the '90s cartoon. It's ridiculous. This bitch can control the weather. She would fuck practically everybody up. Like, there's so few people that can do anything about her. Like that's insane. Can you imagine like a lady just look at you and strike your ass with lightning out of nowhere? Come on, man. But yeah, man, it's so ridiculous. I'm so hyped for this game. I've been waiting for this. Like
for me growing up, I think the X-Men were cool and Spider-Man were cool from the Marvel universe. Ghost Rider too, mainly because the way he looked dope as fuck with the. And I don't like new Ghost Rider with the car. I think it's not as dope as Ghost Rider on a bike. You know what I mean? Bike Ghost Rider is so much cooler than car Ghost Rider, in my opinion. It's but the MCU characters, I never really like most of those characters. I don't. First of all, I don't have like a connection with them. I don't like Tony Stark in the comic or in the movies. I think Tony Stark is a shit character. Like I don't like him. He's like real selfish of a character, man. In my opinion, like I don't like. I don't really think he's much of a hero. I never liked Captain America either because it's corny to me. But I actually do like Captain America in the movies. I think that's a dope character, and I agree with him over Tony Stark in the whole Civil War in both comics. Actually, in comic and in movies, I side with Captain America on in both versions of the shit. I mean, Tony Stark got Peter Parker's life fucked up for that shit in the comics, man. Like shit's wild. You see how dorky I'm getting with all this Marvel comic shit? Cause I love this shit. And when I scroll Twitter, man, like y'all motherfuckers be talking nonsense. It's like y'all don't even know what these characters are. Like talking about talking about Sabretooth like they always been homies or some shit. I'm like motherfuckers Sabretooth would come through and beat Wolverine's ass every fucking year on his birthday. That's how much that's why that's how much Sabretooth love fucking with Wolverine. He'll like come through and beat that motherfucker's ass every year when his birthday show up. Like Sabretooth had done some wild shit to Wolverine, man. Wolverine's probably like Wolverine's like up there. My top three characters, like Marvel characters, is probably Gambit, Spider Man, and then Wolverine probably. They're not brothers, bro. That's only in the movies. I don't think they're brothers like in the comic. I might be wrong. Am I wrong? But they're only brothers in like certain timelines, right? They're usually not brothers. Am I fucking up the lore here? I feel like I'm fucking up the lore here. Like I always, from what I understand, they're like teammates way back in the day. Like they did missions and stuff together or whatever, and they have a falling apart, but they wasn't brothers, right? Wolverine was born like James Howlett, right? Way back in the day. The name Logan was from like I think his real dad name was Logan. I'm a little fuzzy on Wolverine's lore because that motherfucker's lore is insane. Like he doesn't even know his own lore. His memory's so fucked up, right? But Weapon X is probably like the dopest like Wolverine storyline right? Where he got the antimentium put in. You know what I mean? That shit's probably the sickest shit. That's probably the sickest shit, like the Weapon X shit with the little helmet with the red visor and shit. Wolverine's such a dope character, man, because you could, and he's like the almost the perfect video game character. Like he's so everything about this game so far, I'm with it. Right? The enemies like the damn, what are they called? The cyborgs, motherfuckers that you're fighting. What are they called again? What, I can't remember their names. But it makes so much sense because that way you could still have viscera and gore, but not too much because they're cybernetic. You know what I mean? It's not full on cutting a motherfucker open and you can see bones and all kinds of shit. Right? And Wolverine even like you don't even see bone because his bone is metal, like his bone is adamantium, so it doesn't look that crazy. You know, they are and aren't brothers. Hey, that's no, but Magneto's always been Scarlet Witch's Her dad. I think it's just the MCU just didn't have the rights to the MCU just didn't have the rights to the X-Men, so they didn't have the rights to Magneto, so that's why they made Scarlet her own character, I think. But Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver always been Magneto's children. They were always like mutants and shit, right? It's been a long time since I read comics books like that, but from what I remember, that's what it's supposed to be. Her and Quicksilver, like they always were Magneto's kid. Magneto is probably one of the dopest Marvel villains too. He's like relatable. You know what I mean? Relatable on the fact that like he's on some Malcolm X shit compared to Xavier's more uh Dr. King shit, right? No, for real? They're not related no more? Then who's her dad then? Just some random? Are they still brothers and sisters? Is Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch still like brothers and sisters or no? That's a weird ass relationship too, by the way. The whole Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch thing, that's a little yeah. And then it's like I don't know, man. It's a little weird. Yeah, the Magneto and Rogue shit's super gross. That shit's super gross. It reminds me of the grossest thing I like from the DC side is like whenever they make a Batman and Batgirl thing. That shit's super gross too. Like motherfucker, like what? And plus, it's like I get it. Like Batman's supposed to be man, he get all the hoes, even your son's girl. Like that, you don't think that's fucked up? You know what I mean? Oh, Polaris, right? Polaris, isn't that the daughter? Polaris, isn't that her name? I think it's Polaris. I might be wrong, but I think that's Magneto's daughter too. Like Magneto has been around, man. Motherfucker's been around since World War II. You know what I'm saying? He was in the internment camps. He's a Jew in the internment camps in Nazi Germany. Right? so that motherfucker been around for a long time. We have no idea how many kids that motherfucker got. Yeah, but the Magneto and Rogue shit. First of all, I'm a Gambit fan, so to me that's already fucked up, right? But but overall, that shit's gross in general. This motherfucker's probably old enough to be her dad's dad. The same age as Xavier. Actually, he's older than Xavier. I was like, ugh, ugh. You know what I mean? The whole like the on the DC side, they do Batman like that, which is so gross. Batman is my favorite character of all comics. Of all comics, like I like Marvel better than DC, but Batman is the coolest overall characters in my opinion. Because at the end of the day, he's just a dude. He's out there just doing all that shit. You know what I mean? Like he's out there doing all that shit. He lives in a world where motherfuckers like fly around, shoot energy beams out their eyes and shit, and he's just a dude with a utility belt. But he's just nice with it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Oh, the Gambit is definitely coming back, man. Like I don't want to spoil it if y'all don't know, but Gambit has a sick ass like storyline when he comes back. He's so sick. Yeah, I mean, all characters have plot armor. If you the main character, you the main character, man. You know what I'm saying? If you're the main character, you the main character. You got plot armor. That's just what it is. I just find it really gross how they in the animated series things were so perfect, and then they made like Batgirl falling in love with Batman, and they hooked up. I'm like, dude, this is so gross. It's literally your son's girl, bro. Like your adopted son, your oldest adopted son's girl. You smashing that, really? And that's your best friend's daughter, bro. That's Jim Gordon's daughter. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you, Batman? And I get it though. You know why I get it? Because he's Batman. You know what I mean? He's supposed to be cool. He get all the hoes. And he's written by an old white man. Of course, an old white man would write him to have young bitches. Like, what the fuck? Ugh. You know? Ugh, that's so gross. That's the one thing. That's the one Batman lore that I hope they never do again. Cause that shit's sick. I mean, you know what I like about Batman. The, what I like about Batman, the conception of Batman, I really like. I really like the idea of no matter what the problem is out there, if we put our brain to it and come up with a plan and prep yourself, like train yourself right, you can get a lot of shit done. You don't need superpowers, you don't need all this other shit. You just need to be a man. You know what I'm saying? You just need to be a man and be about yourself and figure shit out. And I was like, yeah, man, that's all that's dope. I can't lie. And plus, the fit's so sick. The bat suit, come on, man. Yeah, bro. Like Batman Beyond is such a cool like premise. I really fucks with the premise of Batman Beyond. But yeah, it's like he smashed like Batgirl left Dick Grayson to be with Bruce. I'm like, this is disgusting. It's so disgusting, bro. You know what I mean? That shit's so gross. This motherfucker is like motherfucker, you smashing James Gordon's daughter, bro. Really? Like when you was like the age gap between Batman and Barbara Gordon is fucking insane. Y'all want to know how you want to know how insane that is? It's so insane that when Batman was already Batman out there fighting crime, Barbara wasn't even born yet. That's imagine that, bro. Well, no, I take it back. She probably was born already when he became Batman, but not by much. She probably was only a few years old because you got to remember, Batman was already Batman for a few years before he adopted Dick Grayson. He was in the game for a few years at least already. He'd been fighting crime for a solid minute before he adopted like Dick Grayson. And then Dick Grayson grew up and got with Barbara, right? Which means like they're roughly the same age. Like Nightwing is probably either a year or two younger or a year or two older than Batgirl. It's crazy. Oh, you don't like Batgirl and Nightwing? I mean, fair enough. I mean, Starfire though. Starfire though. Come on, man. Like, yeah, no, I agree. I haven't got into. Is that what it is? Absolute Batman. He's just a regular dude. He's not old moneybags Bruce Wayne. He's just a regular dude. I didn't know that. I haven't gotten into Absolute Batman at all. I don't, like the art looks cool and all that shit, but I haven't really gotten into. I didn't really know. Yeah, Barbara is older than Dick Grayson, but not by much. They're roughly the same age. I mean, they're roughly the same age. At best, she's probably like older than them by like 2 years, probably two, maybe three at most. Well, I mean, age gaps are all over the place in all of Marvel, all of comics. Like, we was talking about we talking about Magneto and Rogue, and that's insane. Magneto is old enough to be Rogue's dad's dad, like great grandfather type level, like old. You know what I'm saying? Rogue would be like, if we like talking timeline wise, Rogue would probably be roughly my age, right? Like she was, I think timeline wise, she would be born in like the 80s or so, right? And Magneto was already a grown man in like in the 40s. You know what I'm saying? Imagine. But yeah, man, that's the one thing that fucks me up about like certain comics, because when you like read or certain comics or see certain comic like material, you can almost guess the person that's behind like the story. You know, like you really be like, an old ass white man wrote this, didn't they? And I mean, facts though, right? Because all the showrunners for Batman the animated series was an old ass white man. You know what I mean? Yeah, and then Barbara got with Bush. Yeah, I mean not Bush, but with Bruce, because Bruce is, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Like that's so gross. That's just shit so gross, bro. Like it's yeah, man. It's so gross. But on that level, like I don't really care. With the X-Men shit, like I fucks with the X-Men heavy. It's probably my favorite team of all time in all of Marvel, in all of comics, really. I think the X-Men is the coolest team. Cooler than the Avengers, cooler than Justice League. Yeah, I think they're cool, man. Their powers are different, like their character, like each one of their characters is unique onto themselves, you know what I mean? Like I feel like the X-Men characters are more unique than other characters in the sense where they have more personality to them because they all came from trauma. And the reason why DC has a hard time like being on that level is because DC is so old, man. DC is the original superhero comics, you know what I mean? Detective comics, right? Like Superman is such a basic bitch character because like he was like the first one. He's like literally prototype for every comic book character afterwards almost, and he's like super boring. And no matter how many like ways you try to spin Superman, like he's still just old bitch ass Clark Kent. Yeah, cool move. That's ridiculous. I don't know how that work either. Jason Todd, like I'm not really a fan of. I'm not really a fan of Jason Todd like that. The Red Hood and shit. I'm not really. I don't really like. He's probably my least favorite Robin. Dick Grayson, of course, is my favorite Robin. I feel like he is the Robin. You know what I mean? And of course, he's grown, so now he no longer is Robin. He's Nightwing, of course, and that's cool. My second would probably be Damian Wayne. Damian Wayne is my second favorite. Don't get me wrong, Damian is a dick, but I like the concept of that. I like the concept of not the fact that he's the son of Batman, but more on the fact that he's a Robin that was trained by the Leagues of Shadow. Like you know what I mean? That's sick. Like that's sick. Right? A Robin with a sword. That's dope. You can't say like he has a hood. Like his fit's dope compared to all the other Robins. You know what I mean? I like that. I like that Robin, like that look for Robin. I like his character design, like his character arcs and all that shit. Robin's a cool character, man. Like that Robin, Damian Robin is dope. But I'm not a fan of Jason Todd like that for real. I think his character is kind of forced. You know what I mean? I feel like dudes who like him are like kind of edgy. like a little bit of edge lord. He's Nightwing except with guns, you know. He came back from the dead. Like I was like, all right, bro, all right. But it's like Batman is a cool character overall, but sometimes certain storylines they do with him, I'm like, ugh, this is fucking disgusting. But yeah, with Wolverine, man, like I'm excited for that shit. I hope it does well. I hope it's a good game. But if it's not, I will be the first motherfucker to tell you because I don't need to fit in with motherfuckers like that. I will be honest with you on my takes. Yeah, I mean, you know, what I mean, it's fucked up how they treat my boy like that, man. I think Damien's cool. I do, man. I think I think have y'all did y'all ever read the Batman Beyond comic where damn, what is his name, Terry, where Terry was fighting Damien, and Damien was like the head of the league, the League of Assassins. I'm like, that's actually perfect. I wouldn't want Damien to be the next Batman, but he would be the perfect fit to be, you know what I mean, a Ra's al Ghul, like a good one, like you know what I mean. Imagine that being the leader of like the shadows, like that's so dope, man. That's what I would want for Damien. Like once he's grown, like that should be his place is to be the head of the Leagues of Shadows and shit. Are they called the Leagues of Shadows or the League of Assassins? Am I fucking up the terminology here? Am I fucking up the terminology? I think they're the League of Assassins, right? Not League of Shadows. Why I keep thinking League of Shadows? Sometimes the comics be having me forgetting what groups belong to who, like Daredevil's the ninjas that he be fighting. Are those the hands or the foot? Like, I think they're the hand, right? Because the foot is like Ninja Turtles, ain't it? Yeah, I don't want Damien to be Batman. Like him being the league, like the headmaster of the league. That makes sense. That's just dope. I don't want him to be the next Batman after Bruce Wayne. Dick Grayson could be Batman, I guess, but I'm not really. I don't know. Dick Grayson is. I'm not saying he's soft. He's not soft, but he's too much of like a little pretty boy ass little. You know what I mean? I don't think he really. I don't really know if he's like the one to take over. Like I actually like Terry McGinnis a lot, man, as a character. You gotta remember, like I told y'all a minute ago about my like how I was when I was a teenager. So I really appreciate a Batman that done some wild shit when he was younger, and then wanted to improve himself. That's actually why I like Gambit so much, man. Gambit's a very good um, redemption story type character, and I appreciate redemption stories like that because your boy thinks of himself as somewhat of a redemption story himself. You know what I mean? So I appreciate that. But yeah, man, like this X-Men shit, bro. Like this X-Men shit, I've been with it since I was 8. Since the moment I learned of the X-Men. Since the moment the 90s fucking intro song hit. That dun, 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 right? That shit goes so hard. I was watching X-Men as a kid, not even knowing English yet. Like I grew up with X-Men to where like I went from a kid from Asia that came to the States to like a year or so later starting to understand English to even know what the hell they're talking about. But it's just the concept of the X-Men, which is so cool. And then after the X-Men, the Spider-Man cartoon came out, which by the way, I still consider the best Spider-Man like adaptation outside of comic book ever. The old like the 90s Spider-Man cartoons, that shit's so sick. The early 2000s like 90s X like Spider-Man cartoon, That did Spider Verse better before anyone. The remake? What remake? The '97? No, no, I'm on it. It's not really a remake. It's a continuation. You talking about the X-Men story? Yeah, it's not a remake. It's a continuation. Or unless you're talking about something else. Are you talking about the X-Men cartoon, or are you talking about the like the Batman Beyond shit? Because I know they remade Batman Beyond like a bunch of time too. But Terry's my boy though. Terry's my fucking boy. Like I feel like Terry is like the best Batman after Batman. Yeah, man, I love X-Men shit. X-Men is probably my favorite overall comics of all time, like comic book stories and shit of all time. My favorite character of all time is Batman. But I don't identify with him more than I do Gambit. Gambit's story sad as fuck, man. Like it's tragic. You know what I'm saying? So fucking tragic. He's like, you know what I'm saying? He's good now. He wife up Rogue and all that shit. Everything's good. But like getting there, getting there was rough for my boy, man. Like his motherfucker lost his original wife over that thief and you know what I'm saying, thief and assassin guild and all this other shit, right? Accidentally killed a whole bunch of the Morlocks. Not accidentally, he kind of I don't know how to. I wouldn't say accidentally, but he did definitely caused the death of a whole bunch of Morlocks and shit out of his own selfishness and shit. You know what I mean? And then he went through the whole Horseman of Death shit and all kinds of stuff. Like Gambit is a dope ass character. Like I like characters. I don't like their powers are cool. Like you know what I hate? You know what I hate a lot being especially being a motherfucker that likes anime too, is that whenever you talk about characters and stories and all this shit that's cool, and motherfucker jump out of nowhere talking about, oh, Goku would fuck all of them up. I'm like, motherfucker, so Goku's a boring ass character. Goku is more boring than the character he's based off of. You know what I mean? Yeah, yeah. I don't know what you mean. Like Wukong is so much cooler as a character than Goku. Wukong has personality. That man was wilding. Just imagine this shit, bro. You know how wild Wukong is? Kratos went through all that because they lied to him, enslaved him, and killed his family, right? Wukong fought all of heaven just because they didn't put respect on his name. And that was it. That was it. There was no other reason. They was like, "Yeah, I'll appreciate how y'all ain't putting no respect on my name, man. Y'all try to play me, like you know." That was it. Wukong crashed out on all of heaven just because they didn't respect him like that. They put respect on his name, so he fought a whole fucking army of deities just for that. Just for like looking at him like he ain't shit. Like you know who the fuck I am? Like I'm equal to heaven. Like that's why that's what I'm saying. Like I like Gambit. First of all, I don't know what you mean. Gambit's powers are cool as shit. This motherfucker can like transfer kinetic energy into objects and make it explode. Are you kidding me? I don't actually like his secondary power because I feel like his secondary power, like his secondary mutation, kind of defeats the how cool he is. Because originally, I don't think they ever mentioned it, but they said, but now it's official that one of his like mutant abilities is to attract females, and I'm like, that's kind of cheating. That's kind of date rapey mutant power, ain't it? Like, are you saying if you didn't have that power, like bitches won't be into you like that? Then isn't that kind of like a mutant roofie? Like, isn't that mutant roofie powers almost? Like, I don't know. I don't know. That's kind of creepy. That's kind of weird. How about we don't do that, huh? How about we just say this motherfucker is just naturally charismatic, like how it's supposed to be back in the day? Like, why does it has to be a whole power behind it? Like, that's kind of weird and gross. You know what I'm saying? I take that back. Goku was a lot more interesting, funny, and better of a character back in the original Dragon Ball series. Once they get to Dragon Ball Z, they took all of his personality away and they just made him this dumbass. You know what I'm saying? I don't appreciate that because Wukong wasn't a dumbass. Matter of fact, he was very smart. Yeah, bro, that shit's wild. Like this motherfucker's Riz like came from his mutant powers, not so much. You know what I'm saying? It's so ridiculous, bro. I'm like, bro, nah, this motherfucker is just a smooth ass motherfucker, right? Like, come on, man. Come on, man. Like, what's there not to like about Gambit? His fit's dope. His design is dope. How he has like inverted eyes, like his eyes pupils and shit is like purple, and the rest of it's black. Like the white part of your eyes, his shit's black. You know what I mean? His design is so fucking 90s, but it's so sick, bro. Trench coat on, grown man wearing pink in the 90s like nothing's wrong. You know what I mean? Come on, man. Like, you can't tell me do it ain't fly. Like, and plus, I gamble a lot. I told y'all, like, I gamble all the time. That's why my name is Royal Flush. My name is Royal Flush because Gambit's super move in X-Men versus Street Fighter and Marvel versus Street Fighter is Royal Flush. And I gamble. It's just so perfect. You know what I'm saying? It's so perfect. That's why I chose Royal Flush as my name. Like, he's so sick, bro. He fight with a metallic bow staff. Hey, y'all seen the Doomsday trailer where I'm gonna be really real with y'all, man. I don't see the why Channing Tatum Gambit is popular. That shit bothers me because I think that's a trash Gambit. You think that Gambit pull holes? Are you telling me that Gambit is getting bitches? Really? Motherfucker, that Gambit would need mutant powers to be able to pull holes. That motherfucker ain't smooth. I've never thought of Gambit that way. Like, I hated that. Like, I hate Channing Tatum Gambit so fucking much. What you mean the smoothest motherfucker on the X-Men team talks like that? Are you crazy? Like, it's not like y'all think that's funny. I don't think that's funny. Like, I don't know. Like, that bothers me so much. I think Channing Tatum Gambit is garbage, and I need that motherfucker gone. Okay, I need that motherfucker gone. Y'all better kill him in Doomsday and refresh the timeline or whatever you're doing because I think y'all have to, right? Y'all have to. I think y'all have to redo it because all the other X-Men characters are young now. The new Cyclops, the new Jean, right? And I heard old girl from Obsession is gonna be Rogue, which I'm okay with, I guess. I mean, she cute, whatever. Like, she don't scream Southern Belle with a, you know what I'm saying, with some cakes. she, ain't, she ain't that. She ain't that, but I'm good with that. So yeah, please recast Gambit. That motherfucker's a horrible Gambit, bro. I am so sorry. Like, I don't even. It's probably why I hate that Deadpool movie so much, man. I don't like that Deadpool movie. I know a lot of people like it, but as an X-Men fan, I just want to say I don't like that Deadpool movie. I like the first one okay. I like the second one. I like the first Deadpool movie the most. The second one was pretty okay, and I think the third one is trash. You know why I think it's trash? I think it's trash mainly because how many times are we gonna make the hey, remember this one other movie type of movie? You know what I'm saying? I didn't like it, man. Yeah, I don't know. I just didn't it didn't connect with me. Matter of fact, it kind of pissed me off. Like I don't know what it was, but I'm like, this motherfucker sucks. I hate this Gambit. I hate how you keep having to like nostalgia bait. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I didn't like that movie. Like I forgot who called me all like a whole hater for hating that movie, but I was like, I'm so sorry. I have taste. Let's be honest, all right. All the comic book movies, some are good, some are alright, and some are bad. But even the good ones, none of them, like no comic book movies are ever great like that. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? They're not in the like upper echelon of movies and shit. You know what I mean? Like if you name your top five movies of all time, and one of them is a Marvel MCU movie, eh, your taste ain't that like you know what I mean. Your taste is whatever. Your taste ain't that good. I don't think. I don't think your taste is that good. Like I don't think you've seen a lot of movies because that's not that great, man. It's not good. This Wolverine game is gonna be. I really hope it does well. I hope it's good. I hope they come up with a unique story to tell, like a good Wolverine story. And I don't mind if they pull stuff from different portion of different comics here and there, you know. But I want it to be a good launching path for other like X-Men shit, right? Because the X-Men lore, X-Men is so big on its own, it could be its own thing. It doesn't even need to be a part of Marvel Comics, really. You know what I mean? Because X-Men is so deep, like they don't even need to be a part of Marvel Comics sometimes. That's how big they are. And we can just let that shit slide, man. We don't it's it's one of those things where like sometimes too much of a good thing is a bad thing, you know. And I want this. I hope there's some Spider-Man related shit in this because, like, of course, it's all one universe, right? It's happening in the same universe as the Spider-Man games, which means there's other characters beyond them, right? Which means somewhere out there there's a Captain America, somewhere out there there's an Iron Man, the Fantastic Four. Even Peter Parker in the Spider-Man games was making jokes about Fantastic Four. And we know Doctor Strange Sanctum is in New York because we if you play the first game, it's literally there, right? So all these characters exist currently. I just want you to tell a good story. Gameplay already looked dope to me, and it's like I don't want to go on Twitter and go back and forth with motherfuckers I don't even like. You know what I'm saying? Y'all see me on the round table because I fucks with them. All right, I fucks with Sick. I fuck with thrashing them. Like it is, like I respect them enough, right? I respect them enough to hear their opinion, to hear their thoughts and all that shit. But I have no interest in going on social media and LARP for any reason. I don't need motherfuckers to like me like that. Maybe I'm just like Sick was saying. Maybe you a little antisocial. I might be. I might be a little antisocial, but I don't think so. I think if we're able to have a conversation about something we both like, I could spend all day talking to you about some shit and geek out on it. You know what I mean? But if I don't respect you, if I don't, first of all, if I don't respect you, then game's over, bro. Like I don't even pay attention to what you're talking about. And when you say dumb shit, like what am I supposed to sit here and just play along and shit? I'm just not built for that. Hey, on some shit, on some real shit, bro. Uh, Not a fan. Ghost of Yote, everything was good about it except for the story, man. The ending was really weak. The ending was really weak, man. It's so unnecessary, like for her to have her cake and eat it too, type shit. You know what I mean? She gets to get revenge and also not feel bad about getting revenge. You know what I'm saying? Because it's so unnecessary that her brother has to die and shit. I'm not spoiling shit for anybody who hasn't played that shit, but it's been out for a minute. What do you mean? The game is so good as far as like technicals, just like Spider-Man 2. Like that's what I was saying. I think they have a problem. A lot of Sony studios have a problem with being able to like match the first game on their sequel because the sequel kind of miss here and there, you know. Because Yote, everything is good about it except for the story. So, like especially the ending, kind of. You know what I'm saying? The ending, like, if if you set it up in a way where he died earlier than that, maybe I could understand. But like, I feel like his death was just only there so she would have a reason to kill this dude, type shit, because she made peace with all that shit already and was willing to leave it alone, type shit. You know what I mean? But instead, like her brother had to die, so now she really have a reason to kill this motherfucker again, type shit. And I was like, bro, that's like, and you know me, like I'm not a anti woke type motherfucker. Matter of fact, I don't even think I'm a woke motherfucker in that type of sense, in like girl power type shit. Because if you want to talk about girl power type shit, Horizon, Horizon is a girl power ass game. You know what I mean? The game is about matriarchy. The main character is a girl that's basically the female version of Jesus. She's like, you know what I'm saying? Aloy is basically like female tech Jesus. She's because Sobek is the mother, she's the daughter, and the AI is the Holy Spirit or cybernetic spirit or whatever, right? She's literally Jesus. She was made to save humankind. You know what I mean? Her mom is Sobek. Her last name is Sobek, which is basically the Nile god of the river that brought life. So I'm not really like I don't mind any of that. I don't play games like to make me feel good about me. I want to play games to experience the story that these people came up with, you know? I don't really give a fuck about like how it makes it like, hey, if I play a game, I better be playing a big strong dude that makes me feel good about me. I'm like, no, I work out in real life. I don't you know what I'm saying? I don't need that. I want you to tell me a story about this character and why I should care. You know, that's all. I'm not an angry lesbian, but I definitely get The Last of Us. You know what I'm saying? I definitely get it. Same way with Ghost of Yote. Like I'm not a girl, but I definitely understand murder beef. You kill my parents, I am definitely going to kill you. That's not even a question. So it's not like I don't mind all that shit. What I mind is weak narrative. You know what I'm saying? Weak narrative, weak characters. That's some shit I don't like. I don't like that shit. So when it comes to this Wolverine shit, I'm just scrolling and I just see nothing but LARP. Wolverine would never say that. Wolverine would never do that. Who the fuck we kidding, bro? You don't know Wolverine like that. I know Wolverine since I was 8. And I say he would do some nonsense like that. You know how many different types of Wolverines there are out there? You know? And don't get me wrong either. I'm not trashing Yote. I think Yote is a great game. But maybe, just maybe, like the story of Jinzakai does hit for me more because I'm not a samurai, of course. That I'm not a samurai that broke the code and found a new path. But as an Asian dude, I will say I do appreciate a story about breaking away from tradition to find what works. You know, And sometimes that might hurt some people. You know what I'm saying? You might cross some people because of that, because you're breaking away from tradition. I had to deal with that growing up. I have to break away with certain tradition. I keep certain tradition because it's a part of my identity. But I break away from certain tradition because I'm not a Vietnamese motherfucker living in Vietnam. I am a Vietnamese motherfucker living in America. And certain traditions, the traditional way of doing things just won't work around here. I have to be able to bend, you know, be flexible enough to like change to match my surroundings, you know? So that shit, like with the whole Jin Sakai story arc, I understand it and I appreciate it. I think more than the Yote story, but a good revenge story is a good revenge story. I just don't appreciate the part where you know they guilt trip her out of it and then killed her brother, so it gives her a reason to actually kill this motherfucker again, type shit. You know what I mean? Like that's the part I didn't like about Yote. If they didn't do that part of the game, 10 out of 10 for sure, because the gameplay of Yote I think so much better than Tsushima. I even like the way like the sword clashes. You know what I mean? When you're playing, it's hard to describe, but like when you parry a sword swing, if you don't do a perfect parry and you just, it's still a parry, but it's just not super perfect. It does that animation and the controller gives you that feeling where the sword are like slicing against each other type shit, and that's actually how it does feel. You know what I mean? To have that shit. So I mean, Yote, I think on a technical level, just like every other Sony sequel, I think on a technical level it's better than the first one. But for whatever reason, the stories are just never hitting us good. Like Spider-Man 2, the story, like I feel like they missed me on the Harry turning evil so quick. I think they needed more of uh of just a couple more scenes at least of giving like context on why this motherfucker is turning evil so quickly, because it just seems so abrupt, don't it? When you play Spider-Man 2, doesn't it seem like abrupt? Like y'all must have been homies since y'all were kids. You telling me you turned this quick? And I get it, you're like suffering, you're dying and shit, but still, like it didn't gel for me well. I don't know how to explain it, but like that the whole dynamic of Harry turning and becoming Venom and shit. I actually like that. I like that Harry is Venom because that's personal. That's way more personal than Eddie Brock, right? Eddie Brock is just a hating ass motherfucker. This swole ass hating motherfucker that's like going after Peter Parker, right? But if it's his best friend is actually one half of this creature that's trying to kill him, that's good writing. But I just didn't feel it. You know what I mean? I was like, I don't believe he would turn so quickly. You know what I mean? It's it just didn't hit for me like that. Like it's just like, man, if you could only give me like at least another one or two scenes of them falling apart, you know what I mean? Just one or two more, just really drive it in. Like these motherfuckers were homies, but due to the circumstances, not only are they falling apart, the symbiote made it worse and turned Harry into what he is, right? I think that's where the game missed me. Is that one part? Like he became Venom and then he went to see his mom and decided to turn the whole world into symbiotes and shit. And I know that's really from the uh what is it is he called the Black King or whatever? That sounds wild as fuck, but but you know what I'm talking about, the symbiote storyline. Like I think that's from there, but yeah, it's just I don't know. Like that's the one part about Spider-Man 2 that kind of like made me feel like I didn't appreciate it. And Horizon is the same way. I didn't like Horizon 2 because I think they really fumbled the ending of Horizon 2. Horizon 2 doesn't even feel like a game. It just feels like a setup for the third game. And technically, it's better than the first one. The game looks better, runs better, plays better. Like the gameplay of the first game was kind of lacking, in my opinion, and they really fixed it. The combat was so good in the second one, but the final battle just doesn't feel epic for me. I mean, it feels kind of simple. The final battle in Horizon 2 was just, I mean, fight a couple robots, fight a couple humans that no longer have their shield, and then fight old groomer ass lady over here. You know what I'm saying? Old groomer ass fucking uh what's her name? Fucking Trinity, what's her name? Forgot what her name was, but you know what I mean? Like it feels like just sequel bait, man. Like, and don't get me wrong, I'm hyped for that sequel because that shit right there, the Nemesis thing that's coming, that's dope because I have so many questions. Is that entity, that AI entity of all the different personalities from the Zenith motherfuckers, did it all combine to create one being, or is it a cabal of, is it like a cabal of crazy motherfuckers personality, like just, you know what I mean? I'm that shit's gonna be sick. I can't wait for that. But Horizon 2, I'm like, man, y'all really kind of fumbled the ending. Ragnarok also, I feel like fumbled the ending because I didn't feel like Ragnarok, like the ending was epic enough. The game is called Ragnarok. That's literally the name of the game, and Ragnarok itself, the war at the end, was kind of simple. You know what I mean? It was kind of simple. It wasn't that crazy, right? You got to remember this: the original God of War trilogy, the whole third game was about scaling Mount Olympus and killing these motherfuckers. That was the whole game. Was the war against the gods. I mean, the first game, of course, you kill one of them. You kill Ares. You had to go from being just a Spartan motherfucker to killing Ares in the first one. I don't even remember the second one like that. What happened in the second one? Yeah, he ascended to godhood, and they took his powers away because this motherfucker was tripping once he become a god, right? I, I don't remember the second one that well because I don't think the second one hit for me that much. It was pretty good. I remember it being alright, right? But like the third game, you were just scaling Mount Olympus and just killing gods, right? That was like the whole game. And in Ragnarok, the game is called Ragnarok, but the Ragnarok battle itself seems kind of simple. Seems really basic, right? It's a little basic. It's not that. It's not that heavy, right? I was expecting more. I was expecting more. I wanted more in that final battle. That final battle didn't feel epic enough for me. It was kind of uh, passe. You know what I mean? Like it was alright. Yeah, I mean, but the more I think about Ragnarok, the more I think the story is actually better than I gave it credit for originally. Because I was kind of down on it originally. When I first finished it, I felt like it was missing something. And originally I was like the story wasn't as strong as the first one. And now like after like sitting with it for a long time, I was like, no, the story was on par with the first one. It's just the execution on it might not have been great, right? Because first of all, the second game is so fucking big. There's so many locations and areas and shit, and it was just a lot of stuff at once. And also, the final battle didn't feel epic enough, and that's why I'm like, man, they should have done a trilogy. Uh, the Norse game should be a trilogy. I think they would have been able to flush out a lot of things better. You know what I mean? Shit's gonna be more interesting. But I'm also very hyped for this low face shit. Like I said, man, I don't play games to make me feel good about myself. I play games to be entertained. I like lore, I like stories, I like character, I like combat mechanics, I like all that shit, and all that has nothing to do with all the shit these other motherfuckers talking about. None of these motherfuckers talk about any of that shit. You know what I'm saying? These motherfuckers talking about how female characters' titties ain't popping out. You know what I'm saying? They out here talking about characters they don't even know, right? And I'm like, man, I don't know. Which part did you cry at, bro? Which part did you cry at? Best character development? Um, which part did you cry at? I'm not gonna lie. In Ragnarok, um, my favorite part of Ragnarok is probably like the relationship Kratos has with Brock. You know what I'm saying? I think that's actually why it does hit that when Brock was stabbed, I was like, yeah, like he would go to war. Like this is the only motherfucker he really fucks with like that. You know what I'm saying? Him and Mimir was the only two motherfuckers he really fucks with like that, right? Like that conversation he had with like with Brock when they went to like get the spear built. Like that shit's dope, man. That's probably one of the best fucking scenes in Ragnarok was that shit was that whole journey you take with Brock to get the spear built. I think that shit's probably the best handled section, and I think it's necessary because if they did that part poorly, like Brock's death wouldn't really hit that hard. You know what I mean? I think that's really good. That's what I'm saying. The more I think about Ragnarok, the better it became for me. You know what I'm saying? The more I think about Ragnarok, the more I feel like the pieces fit so well. So the more I think about it, the more I'm like, you know what? As a sequel, it's very strong, and I actually fucks with it a lot. If only that final battle was better to really drive things home, you know. And this low face shit, man, it's gonna be fire. So technically, right? The Lao Fei game that we're gonna be playing, it takes place back on the like as far as timeline is concerned, will be the same as the first game because well actually I can't even say that because I don't really know how long it takes between her dying and then her waking up in the other world, right? The everyone. But if timelines are normal, right? Then when Kratos and little Atreus, not teenage Atreus, but little kid Atreus was on their way to spread her ashes, that's where the time where Faye was out here fighting all these other gods, and of course different time, different universes, different speed of time, right? Kind of like how he walked into the light and the light was only a few seconds. He'd been gone for a whole day in the elf time, right? So it could mean like she like in the every when like time stands still maybe or time move faster than regular. I don't know, but that's gonna be interesting to connect. And plus, I love mythology and shit, man. It's just gonna be dope. I don't know nothing about I don't know nothing about the Mongolian mythology like that for real. And I know very little about Egyptian shit, so that shit's gonna be really interesting, you know. But with this Wolverine shit, man, like, what do y'all want, right? Real shit, like, I don't think motherfuckers actually watching this shit. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers ain't really playing this shit. They just want to be a part of the conversation. And I like talking about it, but I don't want to be just a part of the conversation just to say some dumb shit. If I feel like I don't have anything of value to bring to the table as far as the conversation, I just won't talk about it because not everything requires my input because I don't know enough about a lot of things for me to even talk about it. I rather I rather talk about stuff that I appreciate, stuff I enjoy, and that way whether I'm right or wrong, it doesn't really matter too much. It's just how I feel about this shit. But to be out here, like, well, I saw one dude, I forgot what his name was. But it's like this this part you just run. I'm like, yeah, that's the part where you run, dipshit. Like the fuck, you know what I'm saying? Y'all seen it? If y'all on Twitter, I know y'all seen it somewhere, right? This part where Wolverine just runs and that's all he does. Like, yeah, that's the part where he runs. That's all he does. What the fuck? You know what I'm saying? What's up, Guy Code, bro? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, that's the part where he runs. Yeah, that's the part where he fights a whole robot. Like, what are you? Have y'all not seen other moments where he cuts motherfuckers' whole face in half? Like, what the fuck? You know what's really weird, man? Like, games today are so good compared to the games that I played when I was a kid. Don't get me wrong, like games that I played when I was a kid has its charm to it. But now that I'm adult, the technology available, the writing, motion capture, all this shit is making my childhood shit dreams come true. You know what I mean? I used to dream of they like imagine a game where you play as Wolverine and it looks so real and blood splattering everywhere. I'm getting that as an adult. And y'all are not happy, and I'm like, I can't be that. It can't be me, bro. I love this shit. You know what I mean? I love this shit, bro. Like, I'm so excited for that. You know how excited I am for Wolverine and all these games that are coming out in the next few months that I might not play GTA on day one. I might not. It really depends on if I can get all these other shit out the way. And whether I finish GTA or not, like the story of GTA in time or not, when Phantom Blade Zero come out, I'm dropping that bitch, and it's nothing but Phantom Blade Zero. You know what I'm saying? It's like right at the same time Onimusha's coming out and all this other shit. I don't know about y'all, man, but I I I have opinions and therefore I state them. I prefer not to be a part of the crowd just to be a part of the crowd type shit, you know? You know what I mean? GTA is cool. Don't get me wrong. I like it, but it ain't the second coming of Jesus. All right, like it's not the second coming of gaming Jesus. I don't really know why motherfuckers think GTA is like that. But I have never missed a GTA game. I have played every GTA game. I have played GTA before it was 3D. I played GTA in my school on the school computer with the homies on a LAN party on a top-down GTA. Y'all remember those? Y'all remember top-down GTA? That's how far back I go with GTA. All right? Gears? Yeah? I have not played Gears, man. Like I was talking all that shit about playing Gears, and I have not. You mean Gears of War? Because I have not played E Day or none of that shit. I talked all that shit about hey, put Gears on PlayStation, I'll buy it. I have not bought it. I have not bought no Gear game. But yeah, man, I was like, I wanted to play a bunch of games that are coming out, and it just so happened like a whole bunch of it's coming out before GTA, and a whole bunch of it is coming after GTA. And GTA to me, like all GTA games, like especially the moment, like the 3D ones, as soon as it became 3D and up, my favorite thing about GTA is just me doing dumb shit in the world. My favorite thing about GTA is that I mean, I'll shoot at police and have them chase after me, and I'll try to see how long I can survive. Like I'll do that a couple of times, and I'll go do a couple missions, and once the mission is done, you know what I'm saying? I try to get 5 stars again, have military come out and chase after me and shit. And with this GTA, being it looks so crazy, the whole Florida shit, you know what I mean? I can't wait to be like riding in a what are those called? This um what's the fan boat, whatever the fuck, airboat shit in the Everglades where you can like glide through the swamp in that big ass fan propeller ass fucking boat. I can't wait to be riding around one of those shooting a rocket at a fucking police chopper and have them come for me. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Feed motherfuckers to alligators and shit. I can't wait to do all that stuff. But isn't I've never I don't glaze Rockstar like that. I think they're a bit overhyped. You know what I'm saying? I think they're actually very overhyped because the gameplay of their games is cool, but it's not great by any standards. You know what I mean? I think their stories, some of them hit, some of them don't. If y'all been around me, here or on the round table, I'm sure y'all know. I think Red Dead 2 is highly overrated. Yeah, I think it's highly overrated. I don't think it's that great. I think Red Dead 2, like, I didn't like the characters. I didn't follow, like, I didn't, you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't hitting for me like that. I didn't really fucks with it too hard, right? All the GTA story, like San Andreas to this day, I think is still my favorite GTA. I think that one has probably one of the best stories with Big Smoke and and Woozy and all that shit, right? I mean, it's good. Like I think San Andreas is really good. I think Vice City is also really good. Um, but yeah, it's about like as far as GTA story is concerned. I didn't like the story of the most recent one like that either. I say most recent, like it's recent. Some five that has spanned 3 fucking generations. That's fucking insane. That's fucking insane that a game spanned 3 generations and motherfuckers still buy it. It's fucking crazy. But I didn't think 5 had that strong of a story. I think it's just I, you know. So I mean, Wolverine, Onimusha, all this other shit's coming out, and y'all expect me to be hyped for GTA. I was like, I mean, y'all could join the whole crowd, but I don't even mean to be a contrarian. I just don't form my opinion around other people's opinions, just because a group of people like I don't fuck with group things like that, just because all of y'all are hyped like that. And don't get me wrong, if you're hyped for it, be hyped for it. Just I'm just not really looking forward to it as much as all this other shit that's coming out, because all kinds of heat coming out in September, October, and November, and October is my birth month, so it's going down. I can't wait for that shit. I can't wait for all the shit that's coming out this fall. And Wolverine is up there. And the craziest part is I actually am looking forward to the low face shit more than I am to Wolverine. Mainly because, Wolverine's Wolverine. We see it, but I'm really interested in that gameplay mechanics that they doing with Lo Fei, right? The mythology behind all the new characters and shit. I'm so hyped for all of that. But I can't go on Twitter and talk about it because how? Y'all seen Twitter? How am I gonna be able to talk about it to motherfuckers on Twitter like normal human beings? I can't. I'm not even talking to people on Twitter. They're NPCs. I'm not saying they're not a person behind the account. I'm saying that person behind the account is a whole NPC. You repeat dumb shit from somebody else say, and I'm like, no, I don't. I don't respect y'all enough to even conversate with y'all about none of this stuff. It's so dumb on there. Like I was like, nah, I'm cool. I'm cool, man. I don't fuck with it. And y'all can if y'all want to. Like y'all, of course, I'm not telling anyone what to do or what not to do. I'm just saying like there's social media like fuck people's brain up so bad they think their opinion actually matters to other people. And you know what I mean? And I just don't have the energy for it. I don't even like getting on there because I feel like a piece of shit being on there. Every time I scroll, I'm like, God damn, y'all be saying stupid shit. And I feel like if I engage, then you know what I'm saying? I'm just as stupid as you if I engage. Like, cause you stupid. I know you stupid. Like, if I like fuck with you, then I'm also stupid. I'm not over here like going back and forth with you on this dumb shit that you came up with. Like, it's ridiculous. I don't. And look, I like games where other people don't even like. Yeah, Hellraiser. That's so fucked up. I didn't even know there's a Hellraiser game coming out. I might fucks with it though. I might fuck with it. But yeah, man, I think that's about it, man. I've been on here for like 2.5 hours. It's about that time I hop off. But yeah, man, I just want to say like enjoy yourself. Life is very short. If you enjoy a game, enjoy it. If you don't. Like find something else you enjoy. But I feel like if you're on social media, just going back and forth with motherfuckers like about stuff you enjoy, you're wasting your life away. Just hours upon hours arguing with motherfuckers you don't even like or actually give a fuck about. You know, it's just so pointless. Like I'll argue with I'd rather argue with motherfuckers on the round table all day because at least I like and respect their opinion. At least I like them enough to kick it with them, and I respect their opinion enough to like be around and shit, you know. But like when you scroll Twitter, it's like, man, I would never fuck with y'all in real life. Why would I go on here and fuck with y'all digitally? Maybe that's just me. I grew up in an era where social media wasn't a thing and all that shit isn't a thing yet, and I remain that way. I don't find any value in it for me personally. I don't even find it entertaining no more. That's why it's sad. Like I don't even give a fuck. But all right, man. I appreciate y'all coming through. Listen to me yap for 2.5 whole hours, man. I'll see y'all next week. Uh, Probably same time, 9 o'clock Sunday. Not sure what I want to talk about yet, but I'm pretty sure there'll be something. But all right, man. I appreciate y'all.